Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of the 10 crafty questions. Sorry I got cut off in the last video, ran out of space on my camera, so just transferred everything over and come back here. But I think I finished that train of thought anyway, and I realised that I just answered 3 questions in one. Favourite craft, where does your love of craft and journaling come from, and when did you first start crafting journaling? So that was that whole journey. But it was Johanna Clough in particular, that one night in August 2017 when I was just on YouTube randomly and discovered junk journals through Johanna Clough and also Amity Bloom and others as well. But it was really Johanna Clough that just inspired me so much with her style. And that was just the moment that everything changed, I suppose, when I found my journaling home and this method that I absolutely love to create and document my days and life and stories. It's just awesome. So that's how it all happened back in August 2017. That night, straight after I saw all those videos, I pulled out all my supplies, got started on making a journal, and then the next day I went and bought supplies to make a journal from scratch, because the one the night before I just tried playing around with an altered book. And then that worked out so well that I was addicted from that moment on and hooked ever since. So now I've been making journal after journal after journal. I think I've made, let me see, got my little notebook here that I record every single journal that I make. And I have made, oh, I've got to actually include another one in here, 330, oh, how fitting, 333 journals is how many I've made. Working on my 344th right now. So yeah, let's get on to those other questions and try and nut this out in 3 videos. Favorite shopping place for craft materials? Op shops and vintage and antique shops, because going into the next question, favorite craft tools, I'm going to change that slightly to supplies or materials. Vintage items, authentic vintage items has become my absolute favorite. So I've got a few examples here to show you. Vintage postcards, vintage ephemera. I love the vintage playing cards, vintage tea cards, all sorts of different things like vintage receipts and vintage notebooks, especially in journals like this one here. So I absolutely adore authentic vintage finds. And ledger papers, this is from Denise. This book is so cool. This will get turned into a journal. When I use all the pages, I'll turn that into a journal. And books, I love looking for vintage books. And I'm really getting into French vintage books at the moment. So I love using this book. 1930. And vintage ledger papers. Love vintage ledger papers. So I like using them for pages and ephemera for all those vintage stuff. So adore it, adore it, adore it so much. I'm trying to build up a vintage collection. What I'm trying to do now that I know my style a bit more, I know not to invest in certain items and to invest in other items. So my focus is in building up a bit of a vintage collection, authentic vintage collection, rather than, I don't know, buying, other types of papers or other types of ephemera. So now that I know that I can channel my efforts into op shops and vintage stores and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, next question is favorite craft or specific project you made. So some of these questions, I looked at various videos and people tailored them to suit them, and some of them had a list of all the questions and they were slightly different to each other. So I just pulled out the ones that were speaking to me. If you're wondering, like, that wasn't the question. So my favorite ones I've got here to show you. I really loved the fairy tale series I did. And in fact, what I've done is my favorite collections, I've kept one each from my favorite collection. So I've actually kept this one, the Sleeping Beauty journal. I love it so much. Oh, it's so pretty. And I gave the Cinderella one to Johanna Clough as a present because she inspired my journey. She inspired these particular journals, this series. I really wanted to get her Cinderella journal that she made. Didn't get it, but that's totally fine. And missed out on it because her journals go so quick, so quick. But Sleeping Beauty was the fairy tale that I resonated with most, and so I kept the one that I made. She's got the Cinderella one, and I was trying to contact Amity Bloom. I emailed her and I contacted her through Etsy, but I got no reply. Just trying to get her address so I could send her the Snow White one. But I'm kind of, it all worked out in the end, I suppose, because Gypsy Rose Papery actually bought the Snow White one. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And so I like knowing that us three have this one of these journals in this series. So really love it. I'm using this one just as a straight writing journal, as you can see here, like just straight writing. Yeah. And then my other favorite series that I've done is the wedding dress journals. 3 of them sold in my Etsy, and just before the blue one could sell, I took it out because I realized I wanted to keep it. And I was so glad because the blue one was still there. So if the blue one sold already, I probably wouldn't have kept the other ones. I just, I'm a blue girl. And this was my favorite cover, and I put in one of my original postcards that I like. So I swapped everything out. It's not as chunky as the other journals. I took out 90% of the ephemera. Since this is a journal for me, I set it up how I like it. So I took out most of the ephemera so that I can add my own when I get to it. So I'm keeping this one. And I think, yeah, I'm going to more do a vintage themed one and document my vintage finds. Maybe track my journey. I don't know. I'll see what I do with that. I also really loved the linen journals. And so this is one of my favorites that I'm keeping. And you've seen a flip through of this one. My Chic Sparrow. Oh, my Chic Sparrow. My Granny Chic journal. No idea how I'm going to use it, but I'll find a way. I love it so much, especially that page. Well, there's so many pages I love. And I just love this style. And I guess this is my 2019 journal, and that's where the inspiration came for that. So I really like this one. This is where it all started, so I have to include this in my favorite journals. I think, yeah, from now on I feel like I'll just make these ones for my personal journals. Yeah, so I've got all my questions here, and my top 5 crafters that I enjoy the most is I think that's the last question. Have I answered everything? Yeah. Okay. So I really need this piece of paper so I can read out everything so I don't forget my favorites. Okay. For me, it's easy for me to do this. Again, I know not everyone finds this an easy question because they have too many and there's equal favorites and all that. But for me, I'm one of those people who has a list of favorites for every single category: a favorite gemstone, a favorite planet, a favorite month, a favorite season, a favorite plant, a favorite fantasy creature, a favorite pet, domestic animal, favorite wild animal, a favorite. And not only do I have a favorite, but I have a ranked order, so I can tell you my favorite colors from 1 to 10. Blue, teal, blue, aqua, teal. The same colors anyway. Purple, and I can tell you my favorite football teams in order of everyone in the league. So for me, it's really quite easy to answer this. Number 1, Johanna Clough. And I kind of want to emphasize that, when I have a ranking, this is no reflection of one is better than the other. I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is what connects with me most. And that's going to be a totally personal thing. So when I say rank, I don't mean Johanna Clough is better than anyone else or anything like that. Not at all. All I'm saying is hers is my favorite style. And who knows why? It just is. So yeah, Johanna Clough, number 1, hands down. Like if I could only follow one person the rest of my life, I wouldn't be devastated because she just gives me enough inspiration. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. She just does that thing where it's like every video I watch from her, I want to cry because I'm just so inspired, and I just like, it overwhelms me too much with inspiration, and beauty and meaning and okay. Anyway, let's get on. Number 2, Amity Bloom. I just love her style as well. It's quite different to Johanna Clough, but I really love the pastels, her color scheme, and the way she uses textiles, and her, like, I love what they're both about. You know, hers is blooming creativity and growing and blooming in yourself. And I love Johanna Clough's more emphasis on documenting memories. I mean, everyone does this, but I love hers in particular, the way she presents it. It connects with me, just her method of, or her the meaning behind connecting with memories and documenting a life and adding ephemera and all that kind of stuff. And then once I said that, even though I said that I rank them, the other ones after those two kind of blur and can change depending on my style and what I'm drawn to at a particular time. But Amity Bloom and Johanna Clough, that will never ever change, those top two. But then there's also Paper Pixie. Let me just grab something. She was the first person I bought a journal from, and this is it. I love it so much. You can tell it inspired my whole glassine bag series. This is where it all began. All my glassine bag journals or paper bag journals were inspired by this one journal. And that's what I also say is the best way to learn or get inspired and see how to make your own journals and discover your own style is buy one of the journals from the person you love most, or one of the people you love most who makes journals, and then just soak it up. Like, I have watched the flip through of this journal countless times. Like, I would even say over 100, because I just put on repeat, and I've done that because hers is actually a quiet flip through, so I have like literally played it over and over like 10 times in a row some nights because it's just therapeutic for me, and like night after night I'll just play it 10 times in a row because it helps me get to sleep. And I would literally say over 100 times I've watched that video. There's been many nights where that video has kept me company. So I don't actually, like, if it wasn't for that video, I don't think I would have got this journal because it's pink. Like, it's not my style at all. But because that video spoke to me so much and was such a comfort to me through the ASMR, I got it because I just watched it that many times. I was like, I'm getting it. That's how it happened. Like, the first time I saw the video, I was like, oh yeah, that's a nice journal. But it didn't do anything more than that. But because, yeah, I've repeated myself so many times. Anyway, I absolutely love it. And so that's why Paper Pixie, she's also one of my top. I watch every single video from her, and that's quite easy to do because she doesn't release videos very often. She just does flip throughs of the journals once she's made them. And then I also love Luna Rozu. I think, I can't remember how you say it, so sorry. She has kind of like an Amity Bloom style, but I love that she uses so much vintage ephemera. That's probably the thing that stands out to me the most. But I also love how she uses textiles, and it's really inspiring me. It makes me want to do that. The people I choose as well are the ones that inspire me most to do something like them. So the next person I have is My Life Mitts. That's more a recent addition to my list. But I just love watching her videos. She's more of a traveler's notebook journaler and a Hobonichi junk journaler. But what she does for me is just makes me want to journal. And I can't thank her enough for that. And I love also just her videos are so relaxing. Same as Liz at the Paper Project. So these are the honourable mentions who were very close to being added onto the list, but you know, you can only have 5. Liz at the Paper Project, because hers are very soothing and relaxing too. And I love her junk journal with me's and her flip throughs, and especially her quiet videos. She's one of the people who does quiet videos, and I'm so thankful because not many people do. And for me, like, it is really very therapeutic for me. And there's only so many times you can watch a video over and over again. I mean, I know I do that if I have to, but if I could, I'd like to watch different quiet videos. And I've watched her unboxing of the Hobonichi Techo. Again, I'd say hundreds of times. That's kept me company many, many nights as well when I can't sleep. Just, again, on repeat. So yeah, I kind of wanted to go on a campaign and ask all my favorite junk journalists to do quiet flip throughs of the journals, as well as their musical ones or their chatty ones. Yeah, but I don't know. I know it's a lot of effort. I've wanted to do my own quiet flip throughs, but I just can't be bothered. It takes too much time. Anyway, I'll get there in the end. I really want to do it though. Jessica Rapp at Two Silver Oranges. She's another recent addition. I just love her journals. She's on my list of people to buy from. Everyone I mentioned right now is on my list to buy from. She made this one called Walden, and I really wanted it. Oh, so devastated I didn't get it. Anyway, Gina at the Firefly Studio. I love her style. It's just so pretty. It's gorgeous. Same with junk journals and more. Her style is beautiful. I love how she does her covers. Oh my goodness. The Junk Journal Shop. She just has journals more made in my style. So more the blank journal, but still all the pages are so interesting. It's vintage style and vintage ephemera. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I still want ephemera, but she more paper clips them in. And I love her sewing too. So there's a bit of sewing here and there. Rosie Journal, I also love her style of journals too. They are so pretty. Hers are very similar to Johanna Clough's. I guess that's why I like her journals. So those are my top ones. And mostly I only watch videos that are flip throughs of journals pretty much, or junk journal with me's. Those are the two videos that I watch. I don't actually, everyone's, whenever I ask what kind of videos you want to see, they're like, ephemera. I'm like, oh, really? And I do try to put ephemera up for you guys, but that's my least favorite part of journal making. So that's why you don't see lots and lots of videos of ephemera. Although I've got like 4 videos coming up of different ephemera embellishment ideas. I was having a bit of a play around one week, so that's coming up. But yeah, I don't watch videos of ephemera, or I don't watch tutorials, I don't watch embellishment ideas and that kind of stuff, just because they don't interest me. I'm more interested in just the straight journal flip through. Anyway, so I think I've got through it all. I hope I've got through it all, those questions. Thank you for sticking with me this long if you're still here. I mean, yeah, I just really had it on my heart to share my journaling journey, tracking my whole crafting journey and why I love journals from a young kid to now, why it means so much to me. And I hope that came across. And I mean, I know in all my videos I repeat myself so much and it must drive people crazy, I feel like. But I have this thing where if something means something to me, I say it again and again and again because I'm worried that it's not coming across properly. And yeah, the first rule as a writer, or one of the rules as a writer, is don't repeat yourself because it diminishes the value of what you've already said. And it's a thing that amateur writers do all the time because they have all this stuff that they want inside them that they want to get out and bring across, and it means something to them and they want it to mean something to other people too. So they'll repeat themselves and say the same thing 10 different times trying to get it across. And whereas it has more power if you just say it once. And if I could learn that from my channel, that would be good, because when I listen back to my videos, I'm just like, you already said that. You said that 5 times before. Stop saying that. And anyway, so I just want to, I guess, apologize for when I repeat myself. But yeah, hope it comes across. My love of journaling, and really hope it inspires you to journal. Oh, I have to tag people. I don't even know, like some people tag 1, 2, 10 people. And I don't even know if these people have done it or not, or if they're into it, or even if they watch my channel. But I guess anyone who I mentioned just before, I tag you, all of you. But in particular, I think it is just 2. So I would like to tag Liz at the Paper Project in particular. And is it Danny from Junk Journals and More? Is that your name? Oh my gosh, I forgot one person. Yes, I knew it was one. Martina from, I don't know how you say your channel name. I always say Ticonella, but when I look at the spelling, it's not Ticonella. It's more Tinkiella or something. She is amazing. Go check her out. I can't believe she hasn't got more subscribers. She needs 20,000 subscribers. My goodness, because her work is just, what the heck, on another level. And her work is kind of what I aspire to. I know it's not really my style, but in terms of creativity, her work, and it just her embellishments, her sewing, her Oh, it's so pretty. Go check her out. I'll link everyone I mentioned below, and just check them out and subscribe if you like what you see. She is amazing. Yeah, I do love all different types of styles, but yeah, I've got styles for journals I like to use, styles and different uses, I suppose. So the ones that are more blank are more where I can add my own ephemera. The ones that are fully embellished, they're the ones that I'd probably use just for straight writing. So I like both. But yeah, anyway, what time are we at? 20 minutes. Okay. I'm just worried that I was going to get cut off. I wanted to end with a giveaway. So, for those people who are stuck with me this long through all 3 videos, it's just kind of the same requirements. This is the giveaway, just a small little thing. It's a notebook, the same as this one. So when I bought this, it came in a 2-pack. And I always knew that I would give away this pink one because pink is not my colour. And I like the idea that we can be journal twins. And it's very plain, but what I'm thinking is this whole video series I've been talking about why I love journals and how it's a place for you to create. And even if it's just writing, just straight writing, that is perfect. If that's all you want to do, awesome. But these are blank pages. You can add ephemera, you can clip things in, you can stick things in if that's what you want to do too. It's versatile. That's what a journal is. You can use it however you want to use it. And so if you want to start a journal and maybe you've been inspired by something I've said here and you want to get started and you're like, that's the perfect notebook to start, I want to give this to you. But I really want to know that it means something to you. So the way I'm going to do this is to enter. You need to be a subscriber. You need to have watched all 3 10 Crafty Questions videos. And you need to like all of them too and leave a comment on all 3 of them so they know that you've watched all 3. Because I just really want this one to be someone who connects with my whole journey and is really resonating and wants to be part of documenting your own life the same way that I do. But then when you comment on this video, I also want to know what journaling means to you. That's just a question I really am interested in. And it would help. Like, I'm not going to do the random comment generator for this one. I'm going to choose the comment that really speaks to me. And, you know, I don't know if this is silly to think this, but I hope that no one, you know, tries to cater their answer to think, well, what will she resonate with, and then writes that. I don't want that. I want you to write what it means to you, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Don't worry about what I'm going to think. Connect with whatever it is in you and let me know why you love it, because that's what it's going to be that connects with me. If it's authentic and comes from your heart, that is amazing. So I want to know, yeah, if you've just let me know how you connect with my journey from what I've shared in the 3 videos and why you want this journal and why journaling means something to you. Okay, so just write me an essay. Well, I guess that's the thing. Like, and I guess this narrows down who's going to enter as well, because I really, yeah, like I said, want it to go to someone who it will really mean something to you. So you will put in that effort to watch all 3 videos, like them all, leave a comment on all of them, and then write something from the heart about this. And I hope it helps you too to put into words why it means something to you. I guess this 10 Crafty Questions, why I was also excited about it was so I sat down and thought about it. I've journaled about it first to prepare for this, to really think and go deep. Why do I like journals? Why does it actually mean so much to me? And so I could share that with you guys here. And if you could share with me your own stories, your own meaning and heart in the comments, that would be awesome. Yeah, anyway, I hope that all makes sense. Just look at the description box below. I'll have all the entry details there, and the questions to answer. I know I just did like 5 questions that you have to answer, so you know, just do your best. Because for me, yeah, I just love hearing what means something to you. I love getting to know your heart. I love knowing what gets you inspired. Oh my gosh, it just really makes me so happy. The way that Natasha shared her heart on her channel, I want to hear that from everyone. So yeah. Okay. I don't know, I'll leave it open for a week, I suppose, like I do with everything. And then whoever wins this will get this in the mail after that. So you also get a few other, fun goodies from me. Since it's quite light and I can fit whatever I can fit in the envelope, I will send. All right, that was an intense 3 videos. I feel like I've just poured out my soul. And now I need to just relax and debrief and rest, and get some journaling done, I think. I've got a few other videos coming up because I really do love these types of videos where I can share more of my heart and meaning and stuff. And I really want to do that more. Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought now. I'm a bit exhausted from pouring all this out. So I'm going to end it there and stop rambling. And I will see you soon. Thanks, guys, for watching. Bye.